Alright, coming up on 350 degrees here. We're on the base, shifted over to the base side of the fretboard extension there. 350. Turn the blanket off again. Alright. Okay, top of the guitar is totally cool, so nothing's getting heated up there. That's hot. Okay. Going from the side. I don't have tape here. You'll see a lot of guys using tape, and I've used tape. And the problem with that is that I'm going in on an angle here, so you don't want a severe angle, but you sure don't want anything holding you up right there. And so I don't have an edge on the face of the guitar. The edge is underneath the fretboard right here. So there's nothing I need to worry about right there getting marred. That's really stuck right there, so it's not going in. I'm going to come down here a fuzz a little bit, see if anything happened up here. Yeah, now see it's going in here. It's going in there, swinging around here, catching that edge that I didn't want to cut. It's feeling pretty good. I don't think I'm catching any grain. Doesn't feel like it. These knives, as thin as they are, you really have to keep direct, straight pressure on. If you wiggle one way or the other, it will kind of fold up on you. I probably going to go ahead and spring for the I think there's one StMac. It's 60. Now maybe it's only 30 or 40. I forget exactly. I'm going to go ahead and spring for it. It's the big blade. It's about. It's about the same width, I think, as an extension, but it's got a block and it's padded on the bottom, so yeah. Okay, a couple more times of heating this up. Push some glue out over here. A couple more times of heating this up and I think we're going to be good. I'm debating about just heating up the knife at this point, but I really like to be deeper into the edges before I do that. Because I don't want to burn this finish out on the edge of the fretboard, and that's the risk you run with a hot knife. So if you lay it down, it's a tricky deal. If you go in at too big angle, too great angle to the top, it's real easy to pick up the grain, you know, and get under the grain, and then you end up slicing grain off. You would end up slicing grain off. I have not done that, not to any significant degree, but I've been very aware of that every time, and I'm very careful. So to watch how this goes. So, I heat it up again. Okay, threw this neck rest up here the last time just to add a little extra weight so I didn't have to stand here and push on it. So it's cooled down to 87 degrees. Flip that back on. I didn't mention this yet. I'll go ahead and mention it now before I turn this back off. We had the straight edge, had the shims up here on the guitar top, out here on the edges with the straight edge, checking the the hump here, just to decide whether or not we needed to jack it up. After it sat it had been a couple days since I filmed that. I went ahead and put the jack in, and because it slipped down. I mean, I doubt if it was even a 64th, but it slipped down. So I went ahead and put the jack in and just put enough, and it's barely any pressure, but just enough to bring it back up to where it just touched the straight edge that we had going across here, just so we're absolutely certain when we start checking our our dimensions and our angles on the neck reset that we do indeed have the bridge exactly where it was under tension. So just an update. I put the jack in and brought it up a fuzz.